Hey, what's up you guys, the Curious Owl here, and today I am very excited to announce a read-along I am going to be hosting on my channel, which is going to be reading almost the entirety of N.K. Jemisin's fantasy work. So one of the goals I had wanted to get into in terms of 2023 is reading an entire collection of work by one author that I have been meaning to read for a long time, that is also an author of color, and an author of color that writes fantasy. And that, like I said, is N.K. Jemisin. I have heard nothing but great things about N.K. Jemisin's work in terms of especially The City We Became duology that recently was wrapped up here earlier this year. And I've just heard so many good things that I feel like it's now time for me to have something going on that especially promotes an author of color that I think needs more notoriety. Because from what I understand, N.K. Jemisin does very different things in terms of writing, and I want to explore that with everybody else. I want to be able to invite other people who've never read her work to join in with me on this excursion, because it's going to be something that I think is going to be, one, really impactful for me as a reader to read something from, one, outside of my perspective, two, by somebody that I think is very well beloved in understanding why they become so beloved, and three, just reading some things that are outside of my comfort zone, because some of the content that N.K. Jemisin has written in the Broken Earth trilogy or the City We Became series is vastly outside of what I normally read. So essentially I'm going to outline everything we're going to be reading over the course of this entire year. We are going to read all of the novels that she's written, as well as a graphic novel. This does not extend to any short story collections that she's a part of. The only ones that will be involved are short stories that are by themselves published, that are parts of other series, because I know that N.K. Jemisin has also written in a lot of collections, but I don't have the ability, nor do I think anybody else would always have the ability, to just go and find those short stories randomly. So there will be a couple of months where we actually will be having a couple of books to read over the course of the month, because of the fact that there are so many that I had to really make sure I could get things as condensed as possible to get it done in 1 year. So to start off this read-along, in January we are going to be reading the first book in the Broken Earth trilogy, which is called The Fifth Season. Then in February we're going to read book 2, which is The Obelisk Gate, and then in March read the final book in the series called The Stone Sky. Now in April we are going to read 2 books, one of which though is a graphic novel, which is called Far Sector, and then we're going to read the first book in the 100,000 Kingdoms series, which is The 100,000 Kingdoms. In May, we're going to then read book 2, which is called The Broken Kingdoms. And then in June, we're going to read The Kingdom of Gods. In July, we're then going to read possibly 2 books. It depends on whether or not people are comfortable with reading the second book or not, but I, at the very least, will be reading both The Awakened Kingdom and Shades in Shadow, which I believe are short stories. In August, we're then going to read a nonfiction story that is basically a collection of essays by N.K. Jemisin, which is called How Long Till Black Future Month. In September, we're going to read the first book in the Killing Moon duology, which is The Killing Moon, and then in October, we will be reading The Shadowed Sun. And then to round out the end of 2023, in November, we are going to read The City We Became, and then in December, the sequel to that, The World We Make. So I'm very excited to have everybody join in on this with me. If you would like to participate, I would love it if you would let me know. I'm not sure if I'm going to make like a Discord or anything, but at the very least, if you would like to join in on the discussion, I will be having live streams going on almost every month. My hope is that I can get it to be every month within my schedule, but basically we'll be talking about the book, what everybody's thoughts were. And if I have co-hosts that want to come in on the live streams, you guys can let me know if you want to participate in it and talk with me about the books. I would love it. And I will set up a Instagram group chat for those of you that are looking to do it. So if you want to be a part of that, please let me know by leaving your username down in the comments so that I can add you to that group for notifications about any changes going on in terms of live streams, or when I'm asking for hosts, you know, seeing who wants to be a part of that kind of thing. So I am so excited for this. I've been talking about this for several months and thinking about it, and I have to thank my friends Bree and Randy for really kind of putting the idea in my head and encouraging me to do this, especially after they are finishing up their Brandon Sanderson Cosmere read that I was a part of over the entirety of 2022. And it was so much fun. I really enjoyed doing that with them. And I'm just excited to get my own read-along started because I've been wanting to do one for a very, very long time, but could not really find something that I thought was going to be impactful to both me and maybe to other people. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you'd like to be able to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys!